everybody's here. I think, great. I think we are live now. So without further ado, let's do this.
Hello, everyone. If you don't already know, that is Emily and I am Abby, and we're the producers of this year's ITF Theater Festival. We are so excited that all of this has come together. So excited you're all here watching, and so excited to show you guys all of the beautiful art that was produced in the last 24 hours. If you don't understand the premise of Instant Theater Festival, basically we had 5 playwrights last night start writing brand new plays after a drawing with
Wait, Abby, if I look confused, it's because there's 2 different videos happening at once.
Basically, we had 5 playwrights last night start writing brand new plays. Are you watching the live stream?
I don't know. I can't figure out how to make it stop. Abby, I don't know where it's happening from. Abby, I found it. I fixed it. Everything is fine. We're good. Okay, now we can start ITF.
Great. So was my intro?
No, probably not. It was mixed up with...
Okay.
Sorry.
Restart. Apologize for any technical difficulties. This is the very first time we have ever done a show at Pacific over Zoom. It's the very first time we've ever done a show at Pacific that's live streamed. So please bear with us, as this is also the very first time that Emily and I have produced this festival.
Lots of new things.
It has been a journey, but we are so excited to see how everything has come together. We have had the most amazing company that's been helping us out. All of our playwrights, our directors, our actors, absolutely incredible, talented, committed, and reliable people. It has been beautiful to work with each and every one of them. And Emily and I both feel so grateful for all of our company and for all of their friends and family that are watching us right now. So excited.
That means a lot that you're all watching it.
Especially just with all of the craziness that has happened this year. It is beautiful that we all still have a commitment to art and to making art. And it's just so beautiful. So thank you all so much for joining us.
Yeah, like 5 months ago, we weren't even sure if this was going to happen. And
2 months ago,
we're here, there's people watching it, and that's very exciting. So I think without further ado,
yeah, let's get started. So our first play of the evening of 5 is The Earth is a Sandwich Cookie and the Squid is the Cream Filling, a play by Jenna Cady, directed by Julia Peterson, with a cast of Dawson Oliver as Tall Sprite, Maggie Tratine as Swiss Miss, and Sammy Thatcher as Little Debbie.
All right.
It's a valid question.
No, it's not.
Why not? I want to know.
That's like a fucking bad faith argument. A bad faith question.
Oh, no. I promise it's not. I really promise. I actually think the whole theory is really cool to think about.
Cool? But you don't think it's true?
I mean, no, I'll admit I'm not quite convinced, but isn't it a good thing to have a healthy dose of skepticism for what we've been told all our lives? Hey, Little Debbie, if the Earth is flat, what's on the other side? Like, what's on the bottom?
I broke it.
What?
Oh, what'd you break, sweetie?
I broke the ball.
What?
No.
Are you kidding me? That thing was so expensive. Is it... What part?
Well, I dropped it on the floor. It was in my hand, and then next thing you know, it just. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ugh, it's fine. Are you okay, babe? Do you have glass in your feet, or can you go and check and see if it's actually broken? I can't really stand up at the moment. Are you okay, sweetie?
What is on the other side?
Oh, I guess it's something like,
Do you believe in that?
like the general theory? I do, actually.
Is it a cult? Is it a cult?
What? No.
Seems like it would be a good cult. I'd want to be in a cult like that.
Sure, hon.
I bring bad tidings. Unfortunately, your bong is shattered all over the kitchen floor. But the night is still young, and I had an idea. I've always wanted to try this. Apparently, the apple makes the smoke sweet.
What if there's another Earth on the other side?
What?
Like, another Earth upside down on the other side.
What does that even mean?
That kind of makes a lot of sense, actually. One of the most common arguments against flat Earth is that there would be no structural integrity, nothing to keep it held in a disc shape and collapsing. But if there was another disc below it of equal size, being drawn upward, but by what? Like flat veins of super heavy metal? Maybe shaped like all those underground fungus networks that spread their tendrils over miles.
Tendrils, like squids?
Yeah, in a way. Tendrils, tentacles, the same kind of thing. Kind of the same way flat spiral galaxies have arms that reach out from the center.
The Earth is a sandwich cookie and the squid is the cream filling.
I'll admit, I don't really know how to respond to that.
With all the nonsense you're spouting, tall sprite, the world might as well be a fucking macaron, right?
I think it's so cool.
What?
The colors, the makeup.
I barely have anything on my face yet.
No, I know, but it's always so cool. Every time you do it, it's different. You're like too good at it.
Well, everything seems cool if you make it weird enough.
Well, Swiss Miss, the Miss of the Swiss. I come bearing gifts.
Ugh, why do you call me that?
Because it's cute. Anyway, take a look at this.
Are you mad at me?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no. No, not at all.
Really?
Of course, sweetie. It's just a piece of glass that costs too much of my Monopoly money.
Yeah. C'est la vie or que sera, sera, or whatever.
We're all just clouds of sand kicked up on the ocean floor of the universe. We are perfectly unique individuals. But I can't get mad at you because at the end of the day, when everything is settled, we're all a part of the same thing.
I like that.
Thank you guys. That was so good. And yeah, okay. So the next play is called The Metronome, and it was written by Haley McKinnon, directed by Elise Dixon, and it is cast as Harold will be played by Bob Stevens, and the Doctor will be played by Haley Guay.
I don't think this is working.
Keep your eyes closed.
Doc,
That was better.
that was useless.
Nothing is useless.
I pay you to say that.
Does that make it untrue?
If I decide so.
Did you repeat the phrase I told you in your head? How did that feel? What did you notice? Where were you?
You know there's a water spot on your ceiling. Looks like a turd.
What else?
You're not writing that down.
No observation is too small. What about any images that came to mind? How did you feel? Tense or relaxed?
Bored. Tense, I guess. Maybe.
Why?
Trying to think of something. Anything.
You couldn't?
Just that I should.
It doesn't happen overnight.
How long has it been, though? And what good has it done?
Why don't we try something different? Forget thinking. Let's try just talking.
We are talking.
Not me. Let's pretend I'm not me.
Okay, who are you?
I'm her. I'm your mom.
Come on.
What would you say to me?
Must have been a long walk from Memphis.
It's nice to see you.
Sure.
How are you?
The dead can't talk, Doc.
You'd be surprised, Harry.
Don't call me that.
Why not?
That's what she called me.
I am her.
You're not.
Pretend.
I can't.
You can do anything, sweet pea.
I am not your sweet pea.
What are you then? My honeybee? My love bug? My Buster Brown? My pumpkin? My Cheerio?
Stop.
My hungry caterpillar? Mi amor?
You've got a lot of nerve, Doc.
I'm just trying to help you, Harry.
What'd I say about calling me that?
I think it's cute. Harry Berry.
You're really starting to sound like her, you know?
Maybe that's the point.
I don't like it.
Trauma is hard to face.
I don't want to go wherever it is you want me to go.
Where do you want to go?
Home.
What is home, Harry?
Home is my house, the kids, the garden, my good slippers.
The garden.
It's fake.
It's real enough. Look at it. Imagine your garden at home. Take your shoes off. Lay down. Close your eyes. Where are you?
Your office.
No.
Doc.
Shh. Where
Fine.
are you?
Fine. The garden.
What grows in your garden?
All kinds of stuff. Depends on the season. Snap peas, tomatoes, daffodils, lavender, marigolds, cucumbers, cilantro, sweet peas.
Sweet pea.
Yeah,
Did your mom garden?
no.
Why?
She just didn't. Couldn't, I guess. Didn't want to.
Better things to do?
Better things to neglect.
Like you,
Sure.
Harold?
Yeah, okay, sure. Like me.
Do you feel like I neglected you?
I don't remember.
Yes, you do.
It's just a garden.
You're not. Harry.
Don't call me that.
Harry. Talk to your mother.
I have nothing to say to her.
Pretend I'm her. Don't fight it.
I have nothing to say to you.
There's nothing to be scared of. Picture me in our house, in the neglected garden. What does it smell like? What do you hear? What do you see? What am I wearing?
I don't know. You were never there.
Where am I?
I never knew.
Were you scared when I was gone?
I. No, I wasn't.
What was it like?
It was dark. Always in the house. The lights were never on. I got used to it.
What else?
I don't remember.
Don't be scared. I'm right here. I'm right here, Sweet Pea.
No, you're not. You're not here. In the house, I'm always alone.
Where are you?
The closet.
Why are you in the closet?
You put me in the closet.
In the closet, you'll stay out of trouble.
The door was locked.
We don't want you making trouble.
I can't get out.
Not while Mommy's working.
Stop. Let me out.
I can't hear you.
I don't like this.
Don't be scared, Sweet Pea.
Let me out.
It's for your own good.
Mom, let me out.
Not until you learn.
Mom,
I love you.
please.
Tell Mommy you love her.
You're not real.
How do you know?
The dead can't talk.
I would never lie to you.
You said you couldn't hear me.
Say it louder.
Please.
Louder.
Please.
Louder.
Please.
Good boy, Harry. That's it. Come to Mommy.
Please.
Shh.
Please.
Shh. 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 Shh.
So beautiful. Love it. So, after that amazing play, we have another amazing play. This one is super special because it is written by my dear friend Emily Smith. So this play that you're about to see is called Imagine Seeing a Boat by Emily Smith, directed by Brennan Staffieri, with the cast as Lou, played by Rhiannon Harris, and Sam, played by Ethan Wan.
Lou and Sam are in a prison cell. They each have a blanket and a pillow. It's cold and dimly lit, and perhaps a little damp. They sit on each other.
Okay, if you can imagine yourself underwater, then you can breathe, and you take a step, and another step, and another, and stop. A cliff. Do you jump?
Yes.
You take a step, and another, and another. The ground leaves, and for a moment you float. You look, you breathe, and sink. A little bit, a little more. You travel through the water, unsure of the next time you will feel something solid beneath your feet.
Imagine you took a step, and instead of sinking, you stayed. Breathe in and continue.
Stay, you breathe in and continue.
Well, say you do. Okay, but imagine this. You wake up, and you're glad to be awake. You put your socks on, you put your coat on, you put your hat on, and you step outside. One step, then one more step. It's snowing, but it's warm.
I like that. I want that.
We'll have it soon. Do you remember the guard with the heavy footsteps?
The one who breathes heavy on the stairs?
I always hear him linger outside of our door like he's waiting for us to speak.
Waiting for us to tell a story.
I have an idea.
I trust you.
We can hear you. We want to tell you a story.
You have to imagine.
You have to let yourself get taken by the story.
Allow yourself to travel.
You live by the sea, somewhere warm where it may still snow.
You are loved.
You sleep in the same room as your family.
Your grandmother, your mother, your sister.
And together by the ocean you sit.
You sew.
You cook.
The water is clear.
Can you imagine that?
This is where the story takes place.
If you can imagine that, one day you wake up and your family is gone.
You look, but can't find them.
They're not in the kitchen where you gather for breakfast.
Not in the room where you sew.
Not by the sea where you sit.
They're gone.
And for the next few days, you do everything by yourself. And there's no end in sight.
But
One day, you look out to the sea.
And you see a boat.
And it gets closer and closer and closer.
And as this boat comes nearer, you move towards it.
You take a step, and then another step, and another until your feet are met by the ocean.
Nobody's on the boat, but you get on anyways.
There's nothing else to do.
The boat moves away from the shore.
You look back and you breathe. And you see them, your family, on the shore.
Your mother. Your grandmother.
You look out to the open sea.
The sea sits in front of you.
You look up to the sky.
Same sky you saw on the shore.
You close your eyes and you sleep.
Imagine that. If we get on that boat and leave the shore, then we would be free.
Have you noticed what's outside?
The sea?
But have you studied it?
The water's close, the sea is shallow.
We could do this.
We keep distracting him. Pull him in with our poetry.
That's why we're dangerous.
Why we don't have much time.
One day we will hear footsteps, and we will get to leave but not live.
They pulled us away for our poetry.
And now it's what saves us. We can hear you.
We have a story for you. Listen.
Remember the boat.
Imagine you are there.
You look down at the water, clear and blue.
You lean and lean and lean in until you can feel your nose under the water.
You can breathe. You're okay.
You haven't been able to breathe this freely since you sat, slept, and sewed with your family.
Your feet touch the floor of the ocean.
You look up at your boat, and you see your mother and your grandmother looking over the side.
They can't see you.
You look onto the sea.
And prepare yourself for what comes next.
He wants to know how it ends.
So do we. We stare into this ocean in front of us, unaware of the cliffs it might bring.
I've packed our things.
The window is almost loose.
We will swim until we find a boat.
Just breathe and continue.
We hear you.
We have a story for you.
You have to imagine.
You're underwater, and the thing you want most is above.
Warmth and love.
Something familiar.
Home.
Lou and Sam move towards the window, slowly and silently as they speak.
In one direction, the sand beneath your feet slopes up.
The other, it slips down.
You stand stuck in the sand, unaware of why you've been brought here.
The first time, the fear fills you.
It lifts you up.
Lou quietly drops the pillowcase out the window.
As you rise, you reach your family.
And for the first time, they can see you.
Sam boosts themselves up and slides out the window.
They call out to you. Topade mo, my sweet child, Topade mo.
Lou boosts
And
themselves.
you're free.
They both slip out the window. The sound of someone pounding on the cell door is heard. Fade to black. End of play.
That was great. Awesome.
All right. And then up next we have Libethana Fulvescens Libertarum by Kennesaw Denham, directed by Leona Petlowski, and the actors are Megan Farmer playing Minerva and Stephanie Brusso playing Patty.
And we do want to preface this play just with a little note that the playwright wrote a play about Dominican butterflies, and there is Spanish speaking in this play. In other circumstances, we would only have Dominican actors and native Spanish speakers playing these parts, but due to the nature of this festival and the fact that it's 24 hours, we decided that it's okay for non-Hispanic actors to play these roles. So just be aware that ideally these would be played by Hispanic and native Spanish speaking actors. Thank you.
Do you see them?
Must not. Who?
The monarch stragglers. Way up there.
Wow, they must be pretty late. You think that fight wins up there, Amano?
Oh, I don't know. I have
Flown that high?
I haven't flown that high.
Because we don't.
But we could.
But never. We don't do that.
We haven't. We don't. Only because we haven't.
I'm not going to do this with you today. What do you got there?
This? Oh, a swallowtail gave it to me. Said it could help gather nectar.
Nectar?
I hear it's like sap, but for flowers. They're having trouble or something.
Why would we need that? We have our tree.
I thought we could give it a try.
For the flowers? We don't need those. We have the tree.
I meant the tree, but we could, but we could try for the flowers maybe later, but like we could use it for the tree, see if we like it. Then I don't know.
Oh, have you tried it yet?
Not yet.
Were you waiting for me? You want to try it together?
Oh yeah, have at it. And still, you know.
Well, I guess don't mind if I do.
Minerva flutters over to Patty, making her way to the break in the tree where sap is pouring out. She dips the sponge in, then dips her proboscis in the sponge. Patty still stares at the sky.
Hey sis, you want this nectar thing back? I'm not a fan.
Sorry, what? I was focused.
Distracted? Still thinking about the monarchs?
They're just so pretty.
You're pretty too, you know.
You're just saying that because we're the same. We look the same.
Well,
No.
maybe I'm a little prettier, I guess.
Oh, well, pretty might be the wrong word. There's something we're not.
Do you think they're prettier than you? Than us?
Yes. I can't think of the word. They're far out there. The colors look so far up in the air.
They look small.
But the world is small. The world isn't small, and it is pretty.
Petty? Delicado?
No. It isn't a similar word. It's far away. It's high up in the sky. It's whenever they go, we don't.
I can't follow. Do you mean like north? Norte?
Norte. They're so norte. I like north. I want to be north. I know that's not right.
You want to do what? ¿Qué diablos estás pensando? Why would you want to go north? You've never even left this valley. I've never left this valley. Say serio, you can't be serious.
So norte. North. Is this a place?
What do you... No, it's a direction. The monarchs are coming from the north. All the travelers come from the north, but they're not all coming from a single place.
No, comprehend. They have to come from somewhere.
Yeah, they've come from north, but it's not a place. It's a direction, like right or left, but it doesn't change when you move. Norte is always norte, like sur is always sur, or south. So the place they're coming from, a place that is north of us.
Where do those monarchs come from?
I don't know, someplace cold, I think. They talk about coming down here because it's warm.
Ah, God, cold. I wonder what that's like.
Can't be very good if they're leaving it to come here. Proves that it's best to stay here.
But they don't stay here, do they?
No, I guess not.
So there must be much more.
But here is where we stay.
Why?
Because it's safe, because it's where it's warm, because this is where we always are.
But why?
I already said, and I said I wasn't going to do this with you. I can't explain the order of things to you.
Maybe you should explain it, but not to me. Sometimes you like to think more than you do. You never left this valley, so why do you claim to know?
You've never left either, because we don't need to leave. These trees give us everything we need. We can eat from them, sleep in them, hide in them. That's all I need to know. That's all we need.
That's all we need. Why don't the monarchs stay here? Or the swallowtails or the sulfurs? They come so far away and return the way they came. If it's so great here, why wouldn't they just stay?
Maybe they need something different. That swallowtail gave you something to gather nectar.
Nectar.
Whatever. Something to gather a food that we don't eat, that we don't need. Maybe they have to travel to find what they need, but we don't have to. We've got it all. We've got it made.
I thought you said they liked the climate.
I don't know. For all I know, they come here because there's too many others up there. Sure, you and I can share this branch, but if you get a whole swarm trying to stand wing to wing, it might not hold. The last thing you want is a good perch breaking free.
Free. That's it.
Okay, it is?
That's the word. They're so free. I like freedom. I want to be free. I don't want to be tied to this tree for everything in life, or even this valley. That's what I need.
That is the last thing you need.
What? What do you mean? I was trying to tell you.
You wouldn't make it 10 seconds away from this valley. This is the only life you've ever known, and you won't last trying to do something else. You won't find our trees so far away, and you wouldn't survive without them.
You don't know, and I'm willing to try something new, much more than you are.
Really? What about this? How long did you have this before I came and tried it for you?
Well,
I'm sorry, mi hermana. I'm not mad at you. I want you to understand. That life isn't for us. This isn't how we do things. Those others, the ones that migrate, they travel to find what they need. We don't need to do that. We have everything we could ever want right here.
except the freedom to choose. Who cares about full belly when your life is so empty?
I see I can't convince you. You're going to keep dreaming, but that's all it's going to be. I know you, and I know that you will dream for the rest of your life. I also know you're smart enough to know I'm right. You are going to sit in this tree and dream what your life would have been if you flew off into the sky in search of this freedom. And here you'll be safe. I'm going to go to wait on the lowest branch while you cool down. When you realize I'm right, come meet me there. You won't have to say you're sorry. You won't have to say anything. I love you, and I just want you to stay alive with me.
Minerva walks to the far end of the branch.
See you soon.
Minerva exits. Patty flutters over, but she's gone. Patty looks down to where Minerva is waiting, then to the sponge in her hand. She looks down one more time before turning her head skyward, watching the other butterflies migrate. Lights out. End of play.
Yay, amazing. And now, without further ado, the last play of the night is Eulogy, written by Elliot Lawrence, directed by myself, Abby Ryan, and the cast consists of a big cat, played by Abby Weinman. Lights up. "15 caskets, closed, form a semicircle around a pulpit, upstage center.
Damn, what a crowd. I apologize for my lateness. I had to take a piss and I was trying to find somewhere sanitary to do it. And then, silly me, I realized that your custom is to pee into a bowl so you can save it for later, I assume. Smart. Your big brains always amaze me. Oh, also, I found this. Can you believe they were just giving this shit away for free? Seriously, take some before you go. It's good for a soul. Anyway, welcome. My name is, well, some of them called me Experiment 106, some called me Snuggly Poof, and some called me Wooshy Wooshy Woo, Wooshy Wooshy Woo, Wooshy Wooshy Woo, and some called me God damn it, asshole, what do you have in your mouth, you little shit? So, I guess, pick your favorite. I am preferable to the last one because it makes me feel powerful. Let's just call me asshole and keep it simple. Now that introductions have been taken care of, let's get to the main event. We gather here today to pay our respects and mourn the tragic, untimely deaths of what you might call something like my family. A thing I am very sad about. Oh, so sad. I don't have eyebrow muscles, so you'll just have to trust me. I've known the unfortunate remains behind me for a number of years. I assume at least. I can't count, but I think it's been a number. They took me in before I could even open my eyes. I still remember the first thing I saw. It was a floor. I think they dropped me. I'll miss those days. My first few years were full of getting fed, sleeping, getting fed again, licking my ass, and then getting fed more. It was difficult, but I had to do it. There was also training. I do the sit, I get the treat. I do the high five, I get the treat. I run through the little maze thing, I get the treat. I push the right button, I get the treat. I kill all the rats they kept in the box. I don't get the treat, but I do get to kill the rats. So one door shuts, another door opens. That's how life was for me, you know, the simple pleasures. Of course, there were rough patches. I don't want to make it sound like everything was perfect. There was this one time where they did a thing to the old noggin and they gave me the powers of reason and self-awareness. Wasn't a big fan of that one. Diminishing returns, if you ask me. But we got through it, talked through it with this language stuff. Big fans of the language garbage these guys were. So many sounds. I tried to tell them, look, you're wasting your time. You only need 3 sounds. One for food, one for fuck off, and one for I'm horny. They didn't listen though. Actually, they seemed much more interested in talking to me than listening to me. I don't know, something about my demeanor makes me approachable, I guess. Anyway, I became an ear for their problems. You want to know what their biggest problem was? You want to know what went through their head more than anything else? Worrying about what was going through other people's heads. They spent so much time thinking about what other people were thinking about, which makes no sense to me because, first of all, why would you give a fuck about anyone else because they're shit? But also because you make such a fuss over language and then you don't use it. For example, where we lived, it was run by these two. It might have been these two. I guess it doesn't matter now. Their names were Greta and Leopold. Greta was the industrious type. Leopold was not. They had friends, colleagues, and confidants, all of whom are also behind me. Steka, Gilly, Stu, and Peter spent their time with Greta, and Taz, Zeke, Hugo, and Marsky passed their days in Leopold's company. Though they enjoyed each other gradually, Greta began to feel betrayed by Leopold's lack of initiative, and Leopold began to feel berated by Greta's demands. Imagine this scenario. Greta and Leopold speak to one another openly about their concerns and come to an agreement. Everyone lives happily ever after. They're not in coffins, and I would be about 20 times smaller. But that's not what happened. Instead, animosity grew and it infected their colleagues as well. Steka worried that Taz thought she was dim. Stu worried that everyone thought he was boring. Marsky worried about telling Peter that she thought that the experiment on yours truly was unsafe. No one communicated. No one spoke together. My point is, you humans are so smart, but you're all dumb as shit. I mean, dumb enough to not talk to each other, dumb enough to not communicate with each other, dumb enough to turn a sentient talking cat that's had to put up with your shit for years into a giant sentient talking cat. What the hell did you think was gonna happen? Did you think I wasn't gonna rip you to shreds? A dog? I am not. And that's why we're all here, really. It's not because I hunted these people for sport in the same way I did rats in a cage. It's because humans can't trust each other enough to do the one thing they do best. Talk with each other. Help each other figure things out. Support each other. Well, what do I know? I'm just a genetically modified giant talking cat, not a anxiety-riddled naked chimp. I digress. You all didn't come here for a lecture. You came here to pay your respects, which can be handed to me directly, preferably in the form of a small endangered bird. I think I did care for the people in these boxes once. I cared for their warm laps. I cared for their problems once or twice, even though I didn't understand them. But I did what I did because that's the language that I best communicate with. No one was talking. Something had to be said. I don't regret what I did. Maybe that's what you all should do also. Don't be hindered by your fears. Let go of your regrets and worries and talk to each other. Don't tell your cats all your problems. Anyway, that's my time. Don't forget to grab your toilet paper rolls on your way out. Thank you.
Excuse me. Yeah, that was the last play. What a great end point. Unfortunately, we don't have free rolls of toilet paper for you, but
thank you all again so much for watching these performances. It's been an insane 24 hours, and I'm so grateful for everyone who was here working with me through all of this. I'm so proud and inspired by all of you, and I just can't believe it's done.
Yeah, as like we've said 3 million times, thank you to everyone who was part of this. Thank you to writers who stayed up all night and wrote plays, and directors who woke up early to get started on them, and actors who also woke up early to get started on them and took on a big memorization task. And just everybody for being flexible. Ellen for helping out. Lots of credits.
Lots of credits. We could not have done this without the amazing support from everyone in the department and everyone in our company. It has been incredible. Thank you for blessing us with this opportunity, really.
All right, so I think with that, we'll end the stream. So thank you everyone for watching. See you next year.